Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I am your host, the Housecoat Gamer. The butterfly effect hits really hard today. Haha. I hate this mission. Mostly because it leads to Noi going crazy, and I hate it.
The research teams in the Kiana system require your assistance. They have been running thousands of temporal incursion simulations of how to use the Klingon weapon. But I need an officer with field experience to evaluate the project and its feasibility. You will participate in a focus test of the most promising options. A blade cuts both ways. We must be sure that what this weapon can do to the Iconians does not cause greater harm to us.
Oh goody, foreshadowing. Well, I suppose you could call it foreshadowing, seeing as they couldn't get the actor for Future Guy, otherwise known as Noi, for the Temporal War for the Iconian War and Temporal Cold War. Good thing they got him for the 10th anniversary. Researcher.
Welcome! We have been working with the Krenim to build both this facility and a weapon similar to the one developed by Anarax in the 22nd century. Captain Nog is running point for the Alliance, but teams from all across the Alpha and Beta quadrants are involved with the research. It's fascinating work, but there's a lot to do yet.
Indeed.
Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting for you.
Alright, lead the way. Or rather, just let me run there, because I know this mission like the back of my hand. I've had to do it enough times.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anarax's records, but we have not attempted to use it yet. Time isn't something you mess around with, so we have been conducting simulations here of possible incursions, as well as developing new ways to protect and store data on various timelines. That was the first simulation we tried. The results were fairly catastrophic.
Fairly.
Without the Iconians, the first development of warp technology by other cultures in the Alpha Quadrant is severely delayed, by about 50,000 years. Removing the Iconians would change everything we know.
Well, that's extremely catastrophic.
Let me put it this way. In one version, the Day Ones eventually rise to power and conquer most of the Beta Quadrant. They are forced back by the Vulcans, who never embrace logic, and later enslave much of what is now Federation and Klingon space.
I can see how that is a problem.
I'm not done yet. The Herc never developed warp technology at all, so they never invade Kronos and unite the Klingons as a warrior culture. When the Vulcan Star Empire finds the Klingons in the 22nd century, they were mostly farmers who had made some advances in epic poetry. By the present day in this simulation, the Vulcan Star Empire is locked in a to-the-death struggle with the Dominion.
Point taken.
I wish I was seeing. We've tried a different number of scenarios, but only in the holodeck. Direct action against the Iconians is proving to be problematic, because so much time has passed since they were first a great power. Incursions that far back in time must be carefully planned, or the fallout of even minor changes can ripple across reality. We have, however, seen some promise in trying to delay their arrival. Actually, it would be closer to a 700-year delay if our calculations are correct. The Iconians have had 200,000 years to build their fleets, but we're catching up to them. We've already seen what the 29th century technology can do. Imagine what we'll have in the 32nd century.
Yeah, about that. STD did that. That said, 32nd century technology isn't that bad.
Exactly. The other potential solution is to cut into the current power base. What if the Iconians never allied with the Alachi or the Solanet? We wouldn't be facing the trouble we do now. The three most promising incursions each follow one of these tactics. My teams have been running simulations and refining their targets, but I'd like you to assist them using a special quantum recursive algorithm. Our simulators can run the outcome of a possible incursion on the holodeck. Interacting with that simulation will give us more data than just crunching the numbers. We need to really interact with it to see what reality would look like. And for that, I need someone like you with field experience.
Well, simulations can't hurt. Alright, let's see what the first disaster has in store for if I don't get caught in a corner.
Hello. Please allow me to explain what we're doing here. We've determined that if we remove a specific series of stars from the Beta Quadrant in the distant past, a rogue planet will enter the Iconia system and cause massive geological damage at about the same time the planet was bombarded by the Iconians' enemies. The technological buildup of the orbital bombardment that destroyed the Iconian civilization will still happen, but the Iconians themselves will have to deal with a natural disaster, not a war.
I wouldn't call that better.
Maybe the survivors of a natural disaster, if there are any, won't be so vengeful, and none of the stars we will remove have planets with the possibility of developing life. The overall effect on the galaxy is minimal. It's a painful path, but it could be the one that leads to peace. The number of stars we will have to remove is a concern, which is why we're trying this in a simulation first. But as Captain Nog said, these simulations aren't perfect, so we have devised a holodeck program that will expand and extrapolate on possible effects of the temporal incursion. It's the best option we have available to us. The holodeck's algorithms have been updated to change and adapt to the data created by the simulated timeline alteration. This is not your average holo novel.
No need to be a little arrogant about it.
Once we run the program, you'll be able to interact with our best approximation of the new timeline. Interaction with the holodeck components will allow the program to generate a more in-depth solution and give us a better idea of what to expect. We have set this simulation on a Federation starship patrolling the Sol system, and you are the captain. If all goes as planned, we expect that almost everything in the system should be close to current reality.
Alright, let's see what kind of disaster you have in store for us, because I know it's gonna be a disaster. Lovely.
Captain, you're alive! We repelled the intruders on the bridge, but the ship has taken heavy damage, and a lot of the crew are injured.
Let me guess. Fubar.
Sir, I'm not sure this is the time. So many people are hurt, and most of the systems are offline. The life support is on backups, and our resources are down to nothing, and... The Dominion stopped firing at us when we lost weapons. Now they're focusing on Earth's defense grid, but it's only a matter of time before they return to finish us off.
Of course.
Sir, I tried to fight them off. Boarding parties. The Jem'Hadar. We have to stop the Dominion. They can't take Earth too.
I never expected they would get so far into our defenses. I'm sorry, Captain. I just need a moment. Then I'll be ready to fight.
Take your time, kid.
We can't stop them. Maybe if we hadn't been at war with the Romulans. Maybe if the Klingons hadn't ripped themselves apart. I'll be fine, Captain. Just rattle.
You'll be fine.
Incoming hail!
USS Ajax. Sensors show your ship is completely defenseless, and I would prefer not to delay our arrival at Earth to deal with such a minor annoyance. Surrender now, and I will guarantee the safety of your crew.
Up yours. Of course, everything goes straight to hell. They never do anything right. Quadrant casualty report. Everybody's dead. Personal log. Iconian activity. Nothing. It didn't work.
Sorry. We were watching from the control room, and that could have gone better. Even with all that, the simulation data on whether the Iconians were entirely eliminated from that timeline is inconclusive. We were able to record your interactions, and we've been able to piece together what happened from those. From what we can piece together, the Klingon Empire was never unified by its conflicts against outsiders, and the great houses turned on one another instead. The Romulans took the chaos as an opportunity to attack. The Federation stepped in to help the Klingons, and the war between the three factions basically ripped the quadrant apart. The Dominion then conquered all three weakened powers.
Well, that's not workable.
Agreed. My team will continue working on other possible incursion scenarios.
Another one of you Voyagers? I don't know how you can help, but very well. My team is working on scenarios that reduce the Iconian power base. We're attempting to do so by fixing a mistake that Janeway allowed to happen decades ago. We're going to stop the Vaadwaur from being rediscovered. We plan to do this by preventing Voyager from ever coming into contact with underspace. This will prevent them from finding Vaadwaur Prime, and 7 of 9 will never wake the Vaadwaur.
Look, I'm not even in Starfleet. At least the Klingon isn't.
No, but you're all the same. You come to our quadrant, meddle in affairs that don't concern you and that you don't understand, and leave chaos in your wake. Now, you want us to help you alter time. Tell me, does that sound like something someone like you should be doing?
You shouldn't either.
None of us are going to survive if we don't try to repair the damage you've already done. The goal is to cause a solar flare that will force Voyager to divert from the course it was on when it stumbled into underspace. If it safely passes without entering underspace, it can continue on its trip home and bypass the Vaadwaur entirely. The simulation is set for the USS Voyager, which is fitting since they caused the problem in the first place. Our projections show that even if the Vaadwaur never return, your people will still find a reason to stick your noses into our business. So, we're attempting to see how the elimination of the Vaadwaur will change the formation of the Delta Alliance. You will be a member of the diplomatic team.
Why put a You know what, never mind.
Don't mind Noi. I think he partially blames people from your quadrant for some of the Krennin's troubles. After all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vaadwaur, they would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. But there is no reason to dwell on past hurts. We're trying to fix what we can here, and then learn to accept the rest. Noi funnels that passion to help his people into his work. Perhaps it will change everything.
And not for the better.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you. My name is Claudia, and I am a Tutarian. We're from a region of the Delta Quadrant Voyager never visited, so we haven't had much contact with species from the Alpha and Beta quadrants until now. However, my world has had close ties with the Krenim for several years. Now that they are actively pursuing temporal technology, I chose to join them and lend whatever assistance I can. I miss my home, but I've made a new one here. Meeting Noi has opened me up to a world beyond my own. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Alright, let's see how I can make this more of a diplomatic disaster than it already is. Of course, Sugihara's here.
This is an absolute disaster. I had thought that Admiral Tuvok was being pessimistic about the chance for success here. But now, I think he was right. No, it's not. The hierarchy started setting these people against one another before Admiral Tuvok and his team could start to pull them together. The very fact that they all agreed to be in the same room is a minor miracle. Eventually, between Vulcan logic, Klingon tenacity, and Romulan pragmatism, we'll convince everyone here that the threat is real, and an alliance is in their best interest. But it won't be easy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I see I have another argument to break up.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect, but this is really too much. The Malon are using our system as a dump, and their trash isn't our problem. The Malon might not be the biggest threat, but they are the most immediate. Wait until they start dumping their trash in your front yard, and see how you like it.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to. Actually, they wouldn't even get close to Alpha Quadrant space before getting blown apart by either the Borg, Starfleet, or something worse.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? You can save it. I have a commitment to my people and my planet that supersedes any other concerns. We don't need outsiders telling us what to do. If the Talaxians want to talk, they can come to us directly.
Klingon.
The Malon have resisted attempts to accept less hazardous waste management practices and continue dumping waste throughout the quadrant. The most at-risk populations are the Talaxians, who have a new colony close to Malon dumping grounds. The Malon have moved into Talaxian space to avoid hierarchy attacks. Diplomatic relations between the Malon and Talaxians are rapidly deteriorating. The Malon have accused the Talaxians of working with the hierarchy, a charge the Talaxians strenuously deny. The Benthans could possibly pressure the Malon to return to the negotiation table.
I may as well stay on the table.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling operations, and the hierarchy's new drive for profits has created a significant increase in attacks on unaligned transports.
Perhaps I can appeal to their honor.
Good luck with that. The Hazari aren't interested in anything but making deals. This whole meeting is just a waste of time. Unity might work where you come from, but I don't have any reason to cooperate with criminals like the Hazari or thugs like the hierarchy. What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little deputies? Or was it the Malon? Before everyone broke ties with the hierarchy, they told us what people say about us. Mercenaries. Honorless. Ha! They all deny it, but we know. Now we look out for ourselves. Fine. Run back to the Benthans. I'll be here if you want to talk business.
Unraveling this mess could take months, years.
And you're not the right man for the job.
The number of planets the hierarchy have taken outright has increased 20% over the past 6 months. A push for higher profits has prompted steady growth of hierarchy territory. Reports of abductions in areas near hierarchy space have increased by 77.2%. However, this data has not been confirmed by outside sources because few Delta Quadrant species are willing to share information with the Federation. Further investigation is needed.
Ambassador's log, stardate 87234.5. Our allies in the Kiana system have been invaded by hierarchy forces. The Kiana colony is a small farming community with no strategic value, so the attack simply doesn't make sense. According to one survivor we managed to find, the hierarchy were working with the Ilachi. The Ilachi took captives to an unknown location.
Well, that was a fuster-cluck, wasn't it? It appears we're going to have to do this the hard way.
Damn, that was useless. The Iconians were so determined to have a hold here that they simply found another species to fit the bill. Maybe if you had been a better negotiator, you would have been able to unite those representatives against the hierarchy. Then, at least we would have had a chance.
Klingon.
This scenario isn't as catastrophic as trying to remove the Iconians, but it's not exactly ideal either. We'll have to try something else.
You must excuse my husband's harsh demeanor. This has been a very trying time for the Krenim. Thank you for helping us get this far. We'll keep working.
Trust my wife to be the voice of reason. Perhaps I was too hard on you. I just want to be able to fix all of this. We can't turn back time, but we can change it. Please speak to Gamma Team. Captain Nog thinks very highly of their plan.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and his intentions were restore the Krenim and undo all the death. Understandable. That doesn't excuse him going cuckoo.
Hello. We've been waiting for you. Our team is focusing on delaying tactics. What if Iconia had never been discovered? In 2365, Captain Donald Varley of the USS Yamato found a star chart on Denias 3 that revealed the location of Iconia. I want to redirect a meteor to impact the archaeological site on Denias 3 before Captain Varley begins his excavations. Iconia will remain a myth, and we will not attract the Iconians' attention as early as we did. True, but if you compare the changes in Iconian technology over the past 200,000 years with what the rest of us have done in the past 2 centuries, it's obvious that the Iconian culture has stagnated while we have advanced rapidly. Additionally, there are other factors in play that could trigger the alliances and sharing of technology that have come about because of the Iconian threat. It's a risk, but it's one that could pay off.
The Iconian culture is extinct. There are only 11 of them left.
The program is set for Romulan space. Because the Hobus supernova was caused by direct Iconian interference, we expect Romulus to be intact in this new reality. As such, the Romulan Star Empire should once again be a major power in the quadrant. Your role will be as an officer on a Romulan warbird.
Oh no, I am not doing that.
Yes, to call it a huge change would be an understatement. Please be aware that nothing will be done unless the Republic agrees this is the best possible solution. There is already a team here working on the possible restoration of Romulus, and Commander Jirak has been authorized to speak for the Republic if needed. The fact that our data shows delaying the Iconian arrival will also save Romulus is an interesting coincidence, but it does not mean we will accept the solution without looking at other options.
You know what, I'm gonna be dealing with the Romulans rather soon, so I better get used to that fact. Speaking of, next mission I'm gonna have to do something about that. Commander?
Ah, Sub-Commander. I'd like to test out some new security passcodes, if you would be so kind as to seal the doors and disable certain, equipment. We need to talk.
Alright then. Let's make this quick, Commander. Tal Shiar always trying to listen in. Though I think the life of Sub-Commander... Sorry, bit of Babylon 5 inspiration there.
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. I need to talk to you about Datan and the Separatists. They've been located near the Dewa system. What we do next could change our future. Datan has been inspired by Spock's teaching. He and many others have left the homeworld and are gathered together in a flotilla somewhere near Tau Dewa. Datan and his allies have been making overtures of peace to both the Federation and the Klingons. Because of this, they have enough support that even the Tal Shiar won't take direct action against them. The Borg are at our borders. The Empire can't fight the Collective and the Separatists at the same time. Thank you for playing along. If I was, I wouldn't have needed you to lock the door. I intend to put Lieutenant Silan in the brig and then take this ship and crew to join the Separatists. Are you with me? I know. I have tried to work within the system, but the system is broken and corrupt. Datan and his people are building something better. You and I both know it. The crew knows it. We will take this warbird to Datan, and we will finally be free.
Bringing him a dreadnought isn't exactly a horrible idea. I mean, if this is a Scimitar-class ship. Yeesh. Poor Gaius. Brainwashed into being a member of the Tal Shiar.
Secret conversations between the commander and one of his senior officers. Very suspicious. Loyal citizens of the Romulan Star Empire have no need for locked doors. Tamer, you are a fool, and you will be the death of everyone on this ship. Datan and his people are terrorists. If you join them, you will share their fate.
And what if that fate is victory?
A destiny free from the tyranny of the Tal Shiar.
I see they still haven't fixed that.
If we leave, we will have a better, brighter future than what they would allow us. I know it is a step into the unknown, but it is a step we will take together. Throw off your chains. We will join our brothers and sisters in freedom.
I wanted to let you know that I am with you and Commander Tamer. Some of my family has left Romulus to join Datan. I'll be proud to join them.
Alright then, set a course for the Dewa system. Oops. Yeesh. The Borg really got a leg up here.
That is the most promising simulation yet. It appears there was some merit to our hypothesis that the Iconians advanced their plans due to early contact. The readings do indicate higher levels of Borg activity, but it should be an acceptable risk. The data in this simulation does show higher Borg activity than we're currently seeing, but there are no signs of Herald, Iconian, or Solanae presence at all. And while the Romulan Star Empire is restored to their former power, there is a democratic Romulan group opposing the Tal Shiar. And more importantly, Romulus is intact. This is the result many of our Romulan researchers have been trying to bring about. The political calculus of the Quadrant will change, but the data supports what you saw on the holodeck. No Iconians. We have solid projections. The only suggestion I have now is that you consider it in conjunction with Captain Nog and the Republic representatives here.
I am fully against this. I want nothing to do with it. Screwing with time is a bad idea. I mean, seriously. Every time somebody has to screws with time, Starfleet has to fix it. And I don't want Mr. Gray up there to be a little more annoyed than he already is.
This last test has the most promising results I've seen, and saving the Romulan homeworld is an added bonus. We're not going to have a lot of shots at this. I've been looking at Anorex's work, and I think it's too easy to get into a temporal loop where you try again and again for a specific result, and time starts fighting back. I'm inclined to say this is our best chance. But this will have a huge impact on the reality we know, especially your people, Commander Jirok. I won't give my authorization without hearing from everyone.
This is difficult. It would change everything for us. We'd have our home back, but the Republic,
everything we've built, it would all be gone. But there's still hope. Even in this other reality, Datan has led many Romulans away from Sela and her Tal Shiar thugs. The simulation specifically mentioned Datan and a separatist movement. Commander Temer makes the choice to join Datan, the same choice he made after the homeworld was lost. With Romulus, we could have numbers. More people who have had enough of the Tal Shiar's oppression could join us. Maybe millions more. If Datan is able to get a movement going, even at the height of the Empire's power, I have to believe that change is possible. Make the incursion. The lives we save will be worth the work we'll have to do to reform the Republic. The Tal Shiar wasn't able to stop us the first time. They won't stop us again.
So eager to see her home again. This is why the Federation is the better power. They can survive without Earth. But not your Empire. Without Romulus, the Star Empire is nothing.
Target acquired and locked. Activating weapon. Incursion complete.
Still haven't fixed that?
It will be good to see the world of my birth again.
I mean, seriously.
Elements? Is that Romulus? It's been completely assimilated.
Yes, I think we have a problem.
Welcome home, Taru.
No. We expected to see some Borg activity, but this can't be right.
I agree that this is unexpected, Commander, but we knew there would be anomalies. We need more information. Let's find out where the simulation might have gone wrong.
The whole system can't be assimilated, can it? That is a lot of Borg.
A lot. It's just a Unimatrix. We can handle that. Right? Oh, come on. Tell me it did not bug. Thank you.
According to these scans, the planet has been completely assimilated. I'm not detecting any non-Borg life signs. This is bad. Really, really bad. We need to fix this.
I'm sorry, did the Unicomplex not tell you that this was a completely assimilated planet? I'm sorry, but let's put that rock back up and go back to the drawing board, shall we?
Borg ships decloaking. Red alert.
Oh, come on.
First the Klingons, now the Borg. Does everyone steal cloaking technology from us?
How many times do I have to say this, Shirok? You gave the Klingons cloaking technology in 2269.
Borg reinforcements on an intercept course.
As a result of... Holy crap, that's close. Way too close. Way too close. Too close, too close, too close, too close, too close. Uh-oh. I think the shield saved me there. You do not want to be inside an exploding cube.
We need more information before we can fix this. I'll keep the Krenim ship well out of Borg sensor range while you go in and find out what happened. Hurry. More Borg will be arriving soon. I've modified some personal shield generators to shield you temporally as well. I'm transporting them over now. Hurry! The temporal shielding drains a lot of power. You won't have much time down there before you're unprotected. If that happens, this will be your new reality.
God, can't we just put the rock back where it was? Occam's razor! Simplest solution is the best solution. Put the rock back in space, then we can go back to the research center, tell them what happened, and go, we need to give up on this and go to temporal shielding. After all, immune to weapons fire, even if the Klingons don't like it. After all, it would be bullying. On the other hand, these are Iconians. Why should we care?
We need more data to plot a possible solution. With any luck, the Borg will have what we need. Maybe. Our focus is on restoration. There is a computer node in this area of the Unimatrix that should have what we need. Find the node and download all the data you can from the point where we made our incursion. That should help us find out how to fix this.
I'm going to join you. I know this place. Or at least I knew this place. Before we lost the homeworld, it was a Tal-Shiar complex. Most of the secrets of our empire were stored here. I thought I was getting my home back, but now the Borg have taken it all away. This is like losing Romulus all over again.
Be careful what you wish for.
The controls ahead of us will unlock the bulkheads. The whole planet. All our people. They're Borg.
I'm aware, Commander. But, as stated,
I can't believe we were so wrong.
this is what you get for screwing with time. You lot got exactly what you deserved with this one.
Cover me! I'll override the door controls.
Because let's be honest, if you guys hadn't went, oh, let's restore Romulus. We want to have our whole world back. Well, too bad. You know, I think I'm enjoying the fact that I'm using this Thompson a little too much. Even now that I have proper anti-Borg weapons.
Got it.
In the form of, well, the Mako guns and the Honor Guard weapons.
We have to find a way to make this right.
I gave a suggestion to that, put the rock back in space, so we can go back, say, hi, we screwed up. And,
There, that's the access node console we need.
well, we need another solution.
Locked. We'll have to circumvent their security measures.
One that doesn't involve screwing with
Incoming
time.
Borg.
Because obviously that's not working. Maybe we should just use the temporal shielding. It would be more efficient, less destructive.
When we lost the homeworld, I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to us.
And probably wouldn't piss off the Temporal Integrity Commission. Let go of me. Let go. Let go. Thank you.
You will be assimilated.
Now. Fine.
This was Romulan technology once, but it's been completely assimilated. Hakiv?
You will become one with the Borg. Resistance is futile.
Oh good, I get to kill you again. Or at least, kill you this time. Goodbye, Hakiv. See you in hell. You will not be missed. Well. Congratulations, Jirok. You screwed up.
It looks like the main invasion of Romulan space occurred about 20 years ago. Something happened in the Delta Quadrant. The Borg assimilated something that greatly improved their technology. They adapted, evolved, and my people, they didn't have a chance. Maybe it's our fate to lose Romulus.
Maybe you should have accepted that a long time ago. Let's put the rock back and get out of here.
Let's get out of here. There are more than 20 Borg ships on an intercept course.
Oh, that's just lovely.
More Borg on the way. Borg decloaking.
Just as I cloaked. Nothing personal, Jirok. I just want to get into the right position to start shooting at them. And that position is right here. Goodbye.
Transmit the data! Hurry! We're losing power. Send the data now before we lose temporal shielding.
Focus on your repairs. We will make sure the data is preserved. Data is compressed and ready. Communications array is ready. Secure channel confirmed.
Data received!
I'm running the numbers back. If you target the Borg transporter, the Borg may never be able to respond.
It is a great risk. The Borg have a great deal of influence on the timeline, and there is no time to run simulations.
We have a choice?
We do. It's called Rock.
Targeting the transwarp network.
Fire the weapon, now!
The Borg are gone. And so is Romulus.
Romulus isn't the only thing we lost. Temporal shielding is failing.
What happened?
The Borg did too much damage to the generators. If we lose the temporal shielding, we'll all reintegrate with the timeline.
Has anything else changed?
Checking? No. The Tutarians. They're gone!
How?
I see the problem. 20 years ago, your people tried to replicate the work of the Solanae to protect themselves from the Borg. They failed.
Temporal shield is at 8%.
No, I need to restabilize the shields.
I'm downloading my personal files into the shielded core. You'll have all my research notes and everything we've recorded from this mission.
You're giving up? When the shield fails, if the Tutarians were lost in the past, then you'll be lost too.
Temporal shield is losing integrity.
Is there anything we can do?
No, we all knew the risks.
You're an idiot. Alright, let's see what they've called me in for this time. There's been a development. Oh gee, maybe they're finally starting to listen to me and go, yeah, temporal manipulation isn't working. Let's go with temporal shielding. Make ourselves immune to weapons fire. It'd be a hell of a lot more effective than what we got. Captain.
We found a temporally shielded computer core, and it shows 2 uses of the Krenim weapon. But as far as I know, the Iconians are still out there. We changed the timeline, but we didn't fix our most important problem. We won't be sure until we finish analyzing the data, but the Krenim weapon was used twice. I remember being on the bridge of the Klingon ship and seeing a readout with a far lower power reserve than had just been there a moment before. I'm sure you had a similar situation. As to the greater differences, we'll know more soon. I only hope the ripples from what we did today don't start a tsunami.
Unfortunately, they will.
We've found a temporally... We haven't dug that far into the data yet, and it will take some in-depth investigation to catalog all of the changes. Noi is going to lead the group taking care of that. I will say it is, odd to find personal logs I don't remember making. Very. But from what we've already seen, it appears the reason the weapon was fired twice was because we had to try to correct a change we made. Technology like this seems so simple, but even the smallest change can make more trouble than it solves. We have to be more cautious. Far more cautious than we've already been, I suppose. The next mistake might not be fixable. Time alteration might not be the answer. There are some problems that can't be solved with a weapon. But time travel... Look, whatever happens, it was good working with you. I hope we have the chance to do so in the future.
I'm getting a little sick and tired of this. You guys keep pinning your hopes on that goddamn thing when the shielding it uses is the best option. We can beat them in conventional combat if our ships are invulnerable to their weapons. It is that simple. Quit screwing around.
We put so much hope into using the Krenum technology to solve our problems. Perhaps I was caught up in the possibilities and blind to the potential for disaster. We tried and we failed. But this isn't the end. We'll keep looking at the simulations as well as any other option open to us. I have to have faith that we will find a way to defeat the Iconians.
I was conducting another simulation, and all of a sudden I got an emergency call telling me to stop everything. I will be looking at whatever data we managed to save to try and determine what went wrong. Maybe we can try again after we know more.
No, we're not.
It has been good to have you here, but we will have to consider if time alteration is really the best course of action. Of all the records we have of time travel, few have as drastic a result as this. Perhaps removing elements from the time stream isn't the solution we need.
We don't need time travel. We need shielding. Invulnerability. Not... they're not gonna listen.
I have a lot of information to analyze. The shielded core appears to have made it through the process intact, and will give us a wealth of data on the timeline and how the changes have affected it. Clearly, you made a mistake somewhere. I still feel this is the best technology available to us, but we will need minds sufficient to the task to operate it.
I'm going to get the feeling that I'm going to be shooting you sometime soon, Noi. No one listens. No one is going with Occam's razor. They're always going for overcomplications. It's like everybody here is a complexity addiction.
Captain Nog tells me that the initial test of the Klingon weapon was less than promising. He says that he and his team have a great deal of data still to analyze. But I do not believe they will find much that will assist us. Removing elements from the time stream is reckless, and while our options are limited, we should not destroy ourselves in a fruitless effort to destroy the Iconians. It is time to consider all of our alternatives.
Have you...
Captain
oh, come
tells
on.
me that the initial test of the Klingon weapon...
I'm having a bad week. Housecoat Gaming signing off.